Welcome to episode 0 of the Public Land Savages podcast. Now, I know what you're thinking. The last thing this world needs is another podcast. And you're right, but we're starting one anyhow. We're 4 average guys that started this venture to pursue our passion and share our love of the outdoors with others. Too many podcasts and outdoor shows today focus on hunting and fishing adventures that are simply out of touch or unattainable for the regular person. Sure, it's fun to listen to someone talk about a hunt that costs $10,000 with a guide and lodging included, but that's simply not realistic for most folks. That's what inspired us to start this group. We are true public land hunters and wanted to create something that the everyday outdoorsman could relate to. My name's Andrew Moore, and I've been outdoors since I was young. I grew up hunting and fishing with my dad and grandpa in northwestern PA, and that fire has only burned brighter over the years. Archery is far and away my favorite hunting style, and I have a habit of using most of my vacation days every October and November. I couldn't be more excited to get started and hope you will follow along with us.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for stopping by Public Land Savages. My name is Doug Nelson, and I love the outdoors. I grew up in the heart of the Allegheny National Forest. There was always more woods and more creeks to explore and go check out. My father got me interested in hunting when I was 12, and I've been doing it ever since. Used to go fishing on Stockville Lake with him as a kid, and now I've gotten older, and we still continue that tradition. So it's always been a part of who I am and what I like to do. Always enjoyed archery season the most by far. Love to chase those whitetails and after the elk as well. Thanks again for stopping by, and pass it over to Ken Brown.
Hi, everyone. Again, thank you for joining us today. So for me, I'm really novice, really new to hunting. Fishing my whole life, but hunting's been a thing for me that I got into it when I was young. Didn't really latch on to it. Got out of it for a long time, 20 years. And then these 3 actually got me into it. Hunted a ton with Doug and Justin. Mainly whitetail. Shot my first buck behind me last year with a bow. So, and from that point on, I'm definitely hooked now. Love to go out and elk hunt too. I definitely would say I'm more of a bow hunter. Don't do a ton with rifle muzzleloader. These guys will push me into it, I'm sure. My real passion as far as hunting and fishing is, definitely walleye fishing in the spring as well. Chautauqua Lake is a great walleye lake. Hopefully we'll get some videos up of that as well for you guys this year. Reason I'm doing this is I just, again, to kind of reiterate our opening statement, just wanted to be a part of something that was just everyday guys out doing what they do. Just show you guys real videos, no gated communities, no fenced in BS, no lakes stocked full of crap and they're the only ones on the lake, kind of thing, and just do us. And, you'll see our successes, our fails, and hopefully get a laugh out of some of it too, because we're pretty goofy guys. So, so thanks again for joining, and I'll throw it over to Justin.
Hi, my name is Justin Thornley. I've always had a passion for hunting, especially public land hunting. You just see the challenges increase drastically on public lands because there's so many factors that you can't control. I grew up in Sheffield, Pennsylvania. Actually grew up with Doug. We hunted our whole lives. From 12 years old, we were climbing hills, hunting anything we could possibly hunt. Inspired me to do this podcast is essentially to have a real life podcast for real guys. Talk about affordable hunting, accessible hunting, that anybody can do. And we'll go through topics of how to research, how to get some places you've never been before, even though that's somewhat risky and you think it could be expensive. I truly enjoy whitetail archery the most. Big into spring gobbler. Also, elk is kind of our newfound hobby. And since Andrew and I went back in 2020, and we're successful with less than 8% success rate. Might be even lower for bulls. So glad you guys could join us. Public Land Savages for your average man. We're available on Instagram, Public Land Savages. Same thing on Facebook and YouTube. Our Twitter handle is Public LD Savages. Our release date for our first episode is April 10th, and we'll talk about Colorado elk preference point systems. We discovered this year that preference points are a little more convoluted and complicated than we originally thought. We had some new guys jump into our Colorado trip, so we're all at different levels of points. So we'll discuss how different level of points can affect you as applying it for a group, and how in what areas you can get in with what points and success rates, and some of the information you can gather online, and how you have to fact check that information online versus what's actually on the ground, because things change, heavy winters, lots of pressure, things like that change the elk herd rather drastically in a year or two. So join in on April 10th. We'll talk about a little roundtable discussion about our thoughts on our trip to Colorado this year. Thanks for joining us.